Today, we're doing something a little different, highly specific, but I think it's incredibly revealing.
Yeah, it is.
We took a whole stack of sources reports, articles, even social media analysis, all focused on one of the world's biggest stars, Lee Min-ho. And we've distilled everything from his public life across a really, really tight window. A focused look at his activities on and around December 16th, 2025.
It's basically the ultimate shortcut to understanding the mechanics of Hallyu stardom. We're not looking for gossip here.
Yeah.
We're looking for patterns. We want to know what happens when a global icon just, steps out in public. How is it reported? And what are the immediate consequences?
And the centerpiece of this whole snapshot, the one public focus for that day, was the VIP premiere for the new Disney Plus series, Made in Korea.
Right, at Koyex in Seoul.
The whole red carpet event did span a couple of days, but all the reports confirm that for Lee Min-ho, his presence there and what he did on social media after was basically it for the 16th.
Exactly. And that one seemingly simple celebrity appearance becomes the laboratory for our deep dive today.
Laboratory, I like that.
Because what's fascinating is that every single action, every choice of clothing, every little interaction, it becomes its own separate news story in that Hallyu ecosystem.
So where do we start?
We start with this simple question. Why was he even there?
Okay, let's unpack that because it's a really crucial point. This wasn't his show. He wasn't starring in it, not even a cameo.
Well,
he was there purely to support the film's director, Woo Min-ho.
And that sends a powerful message, doesn't it? When a top star attends an event just to cheer someone on.
It totally does. It shifts the whole thing from being like a mandatory promotional stop.
Right, a work obligation.
To a genuine show of professional respect. And the sources emphasize that this wasn't random at all.
Not at all. Lee Min-ho has reportedly been a huge fan of director Woo Min-ho for years, ever since his film The Insider.
I love that detail. It puts his massive star power into a surprisingly human context.
Yeah.
He's a peer, but he's also a fan.
Exactly. It means his presence wasn't just him doing a favor. It was a real acknowledgement of artistry. And that sincerity, that tends to register with the public.
And you can see that sincerity in how the event itself was documented. He didn't just rush past the cameras.
No, the articles and the photo reports, they confirm these really detailed moments of him interacting with fans. We have pictures of him greeting them. And this is notable, being photographed accepting a gift.
Right there on the photo wall.
Right there.
I always find that so interesting. A star at that level stopping on a public photo wall to accept a gift. That's a huge moment for that fan.
For sure.
And honestly, it's a smart way for him to engage directly with the people who, fuel his career, all while the cameras are flashing. It reinforces that approachable image.
And that commitment didn't stop at the venue. It continued online. After the event, we know he used his official Instagram story to post about it.
He shared words of encouragement, right?
Yeah.
Explicit support for the project.
He did. And in the Hallyu world, where social media can be so hyper-managed, an Instagram story from the star himself is a deliberate, powerful, it's an instantaneous digital endorsement.
So we've got the motive supporting a director he admires and the public activity that resulted from it. But here's where the sources get really granular. Tucked into the coverage is a little name drop that tells you a lot about his professional circle. He was seen talking with Cho Sang-kyu.
And for anyone who doesn't know, that's the advisor from his massive hit series, The Heirs.
Exactly.
And that name is important for you to clock because it shows the ecosystem that surrounds him. When you get to that level of fame, every appearance is curated, sure, but who you choose to spend time with at an event like this?
It speaks volumes.
It speaks volumes about your ongoing professional relationships, your loyalties. It shows he keeps those close industry ties even years after a project is done.
It really does paint a fuller picture than just Star Walks carpet. It was this focused engagement, show support, connect with fans, and maintain his inner professional circle.
And just to be clear for you listening, the sources are definitive on this.
Very.
Beyond this Made in Korea premiere and that Instagram story, there are no other distinct public activities reported for Lee Min-ho on that day.
It was a powerful, targeted show of solidarity that basically summed up his professional obligations for December 16th.
But speaking of commanding attention, let's talk about how he did that. Because the reports spent almost as much time on his outfit as they did on the actual series.
Right. We have to do the deep dive on the fashion analysis because the reporting was it was just microscopic. They weren't just describing his clothes.
No, they were analyzing the political and psychological message behind it.
So what was the look?
The look was dissected as sophisticated. The phrase that kept coming up in the commentary was effortlessly elegant.
Effortlessly elegant. Okay.
And the key to the whole outfit was this really smart use of contrast and critically comfort. And that combination, it signals a star who is so confident in his position, he doesn't need to wear some restrictive suit to prove he belongs.
Well, let's break down the mechanics of that contrast then. So on top, he had a classic soft brown leather jacket.
Which is a statement on its own. It's got texture, it's a bit rugged, but because it's soft leather, it's still polished. And he layered that over a really simple black inner top.
So that pairing is deliberate. The leather jacket gives this weighted, textured outer layer.
But the simple black top underneath just keeps the silhouette clean and neat. It's like high-low dressing, but elevated. Rugged texture balanced by minimalist form.
But hold on, if he's wearing soft leather and wide-leg pants, isn't that a little, I don't know, underdressed for VIP premiere in Seoul? Doesn't it risk looking too casual next to, say, a tuxedo?
See, that's where the analysis gets so interesting. The fashion commentators, they actually argued the exact opposite.
Really?
Yeah. They said the simple black wide-leg trousers were crucial. That combination, the relaxed leather, plus the generous fit of the pants, is what led them call it effortlessly elegant. They specifically said this outfit nailed the balanced look.
So the lack of stiff formality actually boosted his status. It's the assurance of status, not the attempt to achieve it.
Precisely.
And we have to talk about those wide-leg trousers for a second. They were specifically called out in the sources.
They were. The fit is the whole point here. That wide leg cut offered this modern, comfortable feeling that really stands out against some of the tighter or restrictive styles he's worn in the past.
It's like it telegraphs a transition, doesn't it? From a young idol in rigid tailoring to a seasoned global star who dictates his own comfort level.
Yes, it's a subtle but powerful signal of independence and stature in the industry.
And the commentators agreed on this.
They did. The overall takeaway was that the ensemble gave a relaxed and stable impression. And that word, stable, that's key.
It's not flashy.
It's not flashy, it's assured. And when you couple that with his famously tall physique, that simple, neat silhouette was what drew all the admiration during the photo session. The fashion, in this case, perfectly communicated his current position as a top-tier figure.
It really is wardrobe science.
Yeah.
But this is where that seamless presentation, that relaxed and stable impression just runs headfirst into the reality of global superstardom.
And this is probably the most crucial takeaway for you, the learner.
Why is that?
Because it just perfectly illustrates the relentless pressure applied to Halley's stars. The public reaction was instant, massive, and highly polarized.
Polarized is an understatement. On one side, you had this immediate, strong wave of support, fans praising his healthy look, saying he looked great. But at the exact same time, there was an equally vocal, pointed criticism directly about his weight.
And that rapid shift from this detailed fashion appreciation to unvarnished personal critique is what makes the Hallyu environment so unique. This one brief appearance, designed to support a colleague, it instantly became a public referendum on his physical condition.
It's incredible how fast it happens. 1 minute, you're reading about the texture of his jacket, and the next, people are debating whether he's gained 5 pounds. What do the sources say about why this happens?
Well, the sources are very explicit here. They connect this dual reaction directly to the intense scrutiny faced by Hallyu stars. It's a systematic expectation.
So the Korean wave, or Hallyu, it often demands this almost unattainable level of visual perfection from its stars.
That's it. So it's not just normal celebrity gossip. It's a cultural mechanism where maintaining a specific, often rigorous aesthetic is literally part of the job description.
And the moment that aesthetic seems to shift even a little bit, the public feels they have an immediate right to critique it, for better or worse.
Exactly. When you are a global commodity, your image is your capital. The sources show that in this environment, there's no such thing as a casual appearance. Every angle, every greeting, every tiny change in appearance is immediately detailed, analyzed, and often judged.
And that scrutiny can completely overshadow the actual event he was there to support.
It often does. It's this dichotomy of adoration and, I guess, appropriation. The audience loves the star, but at the same time feels like they own the star's image.
So they have the right to meticulously critique every aspect of their being down to weight and styling choices that are just slightly different than before.
And this specific event gives you that crystal clear case study. You have the positive fashion review right next to the immediate negative judgment on his body. It just shows the incredible pressure cooker these top stars operate in every single time they step out.
The public analysis doesn't wait, it's real time.
It happens in real time.
And it speaks to the relentless nature of fame at that scale. That level of global visibility means the personal is constantly professionalized and constantly subject to immediate collective judgment.
That's the critical insight. Our deep dive wasn't just about what he wore or where he went. It's about the sheer scale and intensity of the reaction to a very limited activity and what that tells you about the price of Halleyu's success.
So let's just quickly recap the major nuggets we pulled from this very specific set of sources. First, we saw that dedicated professional loyalty.
Right, support for director Woo Min-ho, backed by a real fan connection.
Then we detailed the sophisticated fashion choices, that effortlessly elegant contrast of the soft brown leather jacket with the comfortable wide-leg black trousers, signaling status through stability.
And finally, and maybe most importantly, we highlighted that immediate, intense public scrutiny. That polarized discussion where supportive praise for a healthy look clashed directly with explicit criticism over his weight.
Which confirms the immense, constant pressure Hallyu stars have to navigate, even when they're just showing up for a friend. It's just incredible how much insight you can pull from a single day's activity when you start connecting the dots.
And that leads to a final provocative thought for you to consider, drawing directly from the context in these reports.
Go on.
Given this intense minute-by-minute online discussion and scrutiny faced by global stars, where one outfit leads to both high praise and immediate personal criticism, what does this documented level of public judgment tell us about the sustainability and maybe the ethics of the visual expectations we place on public figures? It encourages us to reflect on the immense weight of perfection that's demanded, even when the star is just trying to acknowledge a friend's hard work.